Hey, everybody, have you ever thought about, does Florida really have a glut of inventory? Well, tonight I have brought my favorite team of realtors to talk to us about it tonight on the Near Disney YouTube channel. Well, let me get my friends back up here with me right now. There we go. There we go. Here you go. You want to introduce yourself, guys?
Hey, yeah, I'm Elijah Lewis with Florida In Motion Realty. Happy to be joining and be a part of Near Disney. Normally, I am on the host chair in the Wednesday show if you're a longtime viewer, but I'm just so happy that we're joined with Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate herself.
Well, thank you. Thank you, guys. And we have Cinderella with us too, Virginia.
Yeah. Yes, happy to be here. Hi, everyone. I'm Virginia Carlson with Florida In Motion Realty and Near Disney as well. And welcome to our Wednesday show. We have a great market update for you tonight.
Yes, exactly. So let's jump right into it. What we wanted to share with everyone is that we do concentrate on that 25-mile radius around Cinderella Castle. And we're starting to expand to over in Clearwater Beach and some of that stuff. But tonight, I want you to talk to my experts here with regard to some areas that they are super familiar with, and they have information that is fresh off the press. From June 1st to today, which is June 17th, Virginia Cinderella has compiled some information on Dr. Phillips, that 32819 market. Virginia, you want to share anything about that market?
Yeah, so we have our market update again, June 1st through June 17th, and we were seeing active listings of 166, and this is for the zip code 32819 in the Dr. Phillips area. New active listings were 31 with the price range of 129 through 13.5 million. There were 24 pending. Same price range, and then 24 sold in that time frame. So that's some good information. And Dr. Phillips, that area is such a great area in Orlando. We actually have a video of Dr. Phillips from a few years ago with all the amazing shopping and restaurants and grocery stores and things that you can check out in the area. So Dr. Phillips is definitely one market that we love to focus on, and it's a great place to be.
Yes, Cinderella sold a bit over there. You know, I remember the video that was done. I thought it was so cute because it felt like there's grocery stores at every corner.
There really are.
All good stuff at Trader Joe's, Whole Foods.
Yes.
It's the good stuff that everyone wants.
Yes. And one of my favorite restaurants, Rocco's Tacos on the water.
Beautiful view. Love it there.
Beautiful view. Beautiful view. So for those of you that are interested in being close, to Universal, actually Universal Studios would be in your backyard. And then obviously super close to Walt Disney World, but it's easy to get on the Beeline as well so that you can get to the airport. And, Dr. Phillips High School has been one of those high schools where I think Joey Fatone and some of the guys had graduated from. So there's a lot of theater arts type of people. I remember in our video for Dr. Phillips that, well, actually, think about it, you guys, the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center in downtown Orlando is named after Dr. Phillips. So there's a lot of creatives.
For sure.
Yes, it's a world-class venue for sure. We just had the opportunity to check out a show there recently. I go as often as I can.
Yes, yes. Actually, I'm going to go see Vince Gill Thursday night. I had some Amy Grant for a long time, and she's married to Vince. And actually, she just sent me a text tonight saying she's not going to be in town, but I'm going to go see if I can see her hubby. So
awesome. There's not a bad seat in the house over there.
Yeah.
No, there really isn't.
So Dr. Phillips, there we go. Let's go to the next market. Okay, so the Orlando area. A lot of times when people think Walt Disney World, they say Orlando. But to be honest with you guys, our Near Disney YouTube studio, which we're sitting in right now, is exactly 25 miles to Mayor Buddy Dyer's office, which is at 400 Orange in downtown Orlando. And so we want to talk about 32801. Any of the two of you want to talk about what's going on there?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I can jump in. As you can see, we have 135 active listings there. And as for the new active listings, we're at 8, and we see a price range of 135,000 all the way up to 2.79 million. Let's just call it 2.8. And just goes to show that there is a range of lifestyle that's available to get into there. Pending 6, sold 13. So when we're seeing more sold and pending than active, I would say, yeah, we're not seeing a glut in that zip code of 32801 for the Orlando area.
Exactly. And, you know, the areas of Delaney Park, you know, I think Cinderella and I have spoken about just how beautiful that area is too, with the lakes, and there's some historic homes that are there. And then Elijah and I have spoken about, you know, so many condos that are in downtown Orlando. It makes it so easy. A lot of young people are living down there in those condos.
Yeah, you can just be very youth culture there into some more small businesses and trendy shops and places to get a drink. And yeah, it's an awesome, I've had like on my own, like my sister lived around there and just enjoyed that in her post college years when she was just starting her career. It was awesome for a young professional lifestyle, and you're just right in the hub of everything. Awesome.
Yes. So between the two of my experts here, I'm sure we could find you something. That price range is very wide, 135,000 to almost 2.8 million. We can find you something. So the next community, Celebration, Florida. Guess what? The three of us live in Celebration.
Yeah, that's where our office.
We do.
So it looks like it's slim pickings, very little inventory, only 73 listings. That will be the least amount of listings of any of the communities that we've talked about. And guys, I wanted to ask you a question. Why do you think that? Why do we have such little inventory in the town that Disney built?
I think people love living here, or they want to hold on to a home maybe and not sell it, maybe keep it as just, you know, an investment property, or leave it to loved ones, younger children, so that everybody can be near Disney, or just enjoying the town. I think people just love Celebration. They often move from one house to another, but stay in the town.
They call it the bubble. And that's what we call legacy homes that you're talking about, where they will leave it to their kids and grandkids. In fact, we were talking to someone who was flirting with the idea of selling, and they're just like, I don't know, I just too emotionally connected to it. I want it for that legacy. Or something, the market's hot, it's the time to sell, you know. And we're showing all this good data, but there is a little bit of that. It's a beautiful lifestyle to hold on to and just right size and stay inside of it, I would say.
Yeah. So as far as since June 1st to June 17th, there's been 9 active listings, and we see 10 pending. So that tells us even more inventory is going off of the market. The numbers even lower. I think a couple of weeks ago, we were looking at about 90 listings, and I thought that was low. Now we're down to 73, 17 sold. So now is the time. Now is the time to call one of my pros here and try to get into the town that Disney built, if you have an interest, before we drop down to 20 houses.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably a lot of those are condo hotels, or a lot of those are to be built, new construction. So it's really, once you start to look at the splice of single family, or the splice of some people only want to live in a certain village within Celebration, you know, because it is broken up into villages of neighborhoods. Then just your choices get even narrower, even
slimmer. Yeah.
Yes. And I know we've got some open houses coming up this weekend. I think Elijah and Neo, if you guys don't know, we have a young man that's joined us that speaks Portuguese fluently and English. And so he's been on our open house team as well. So please give us a call if you think you want to come out. A lot of the people want to either live as super close to downtown Celebration as possible, so they can roll out of bed and go get a cup of coffee or a drink. And then there's some people that want the more quiet area that might be back by Artisan Park, because there's a beautiful clubhouse. And so Between these two, they're going to be able to help you find exactly what you want. But now we might even have to go knock on some doors in order to find you the property, right?
Happy to do it. Happy to give it a try.
Yes.
At least
You've done it
give
many
a try.
times, Elijah. The Prince has done it many times. I've seen him do that before. So this is exciting. Sue, who is our Aurora on our team, we love her, and she's trying to take a little time away. Matter of fact, look at this. She says hi from Washington State. She's watching. People are starting to say hi now.
Oh, hi, Sue.
Great info. Well, what will happen, you guys, is sometimes 34747. If you look at Kissimmee, it's almost the size of a state.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it is Kissimmee. Some people ask us, is it Kissimmee or whatever, but it's called Kissimmee.
It's romantic that way.
It's so romantic. That's right. But what happens is if you want a 55 plus community, you definitely want to meet Aurora, Sue on our team. She has just put under contract like a very high-end property over there and just listed another one that's very high-end. But you can get into Four Seasons for under $1 million right now. I can't guarantee that's going to last, but the activities that they have, everything from pickleball to social and a gated community, and having Sue as a neighbor is a big plus too, right? But anybody want to run through the stats if you want to tell everybody what's going on there?
Sure, I'll do it. Let's see. So in the Four Seasons, and I've been in the Four Seasons, I've sold in there too. It's a really beautiful community, and the location is fantastic as well. It's so easy to get on and off to the highway and where you need to go, as an aside. Anyway, active listings for June 1st to the 17th were 17. New were 3, and they were priced between $296,000 and $982,000, like Kim was mentioning, under $1 million. So that's fantastic. 3 pending in that time frame, and 2 were sold in that time frame. So there's not much inventory, but the houses in there are spectacular. They really are beautiful. Really well done.
Yes. And if you need Sue's number, just give us a call. We'd be happy to. We always like you to have an expert that knows that area. You know, there's sometimes when people are looking online and you don't know the area, sometimes you accidentally will get connected with a realtor that has no idea about an area. They happen to have bought a lead. Zillow has had them purchase a lead, and they come into the community, and you can quickly know, like when you ask them, where's the grocery store, where's the dentist, where's the whatever, you know, Sue's going to know those things.
Oh, she definitely will.
Yeah. And we know this 25-mile radius around Cinderella Castle. We've either lived in those communities or we have been part of groups that are there, but we are very well connected in that. So please, please, please keep that in mind. Go to YouTube. If you're trying to figure out if you want to look at Orlando, you're going to find that we have a video showing, you know, it's great that there's a soccer team that's down there, you know, that the NBA is involved. We were involved with the NBA when they first came to town with the Orlando Magic and stuff. So lots of connective tissue is very, very important for you when you're trying to move your life into a community. And you know, when you get Cinderella and the Prince, and then you've got Aurora, you're going to have a better transaction and moving into town. So the next one that we want to talk about is Windermere. Who wants to pick that up? That is a big area as well in Central Florida.
Sure. Yeah. A very large fraction of the state into there. A lot of land, and a lot of people choose to live there because they want more land. Sometimes with certain neighborhoods or areas, they will have, especially if they're from out of state, maybe have a little bit of a complaint about lot size or proximity of the homes next to each other. You know, so Windermere could maybe give you some more option with that, especially with outlets to lakes. You could get some kind of more boating activity in some of those neighborhoods. So, but active listings at the moment, 244, still not that much of an amount, relatively speaking. New active listings were 47 with a price range of just under 300,000, 299, 500, all the way up to 30 million. I had to really check the comma there. That is, the $30 million luxury market, and then 39 pending and 35 sold. So the active number is larger than either of the two, but it's kind of hard to say that we're really facing a glut in the market when we're only about 8 individual listings of separation between those, especially when the pending and the sold together are, still comfortably larger than the active. But, it is something to keep an eye on, especially when seeing if there's a $30 million listing, that one may take up a little more time on the market to secure that celebrity or CEO to make it their paradise.
Yes. So, in that area, Isleworth, obviously, in Central Florida, we have a lot of athletes and celebrities. One of the big reasons is because we're able to homestead our properties as well. Unfortunately, sometimes athletes that we worked with in the past have shared that sometimes people will look at it like it's an opportunity if they try to get them into a fight with them or whatever, and they would try to take their house, right? You can't do that when you have a homestead property. And so it's sad that people have to have that going on, but that's one of the perks of homestead. It's not the only perk, but it's definitely where you cannot be sued where somebody would take your home. And especially if you have a $30 million home, that's probably a good amount of your family wealth that you don't want to jeopardize. It's interesting. I pulled up the $30 million listing because I thought it was in Isleworth, and it's not. It's actually sitting by itself. It's 51,000 square feet.
Whew.
Wow.
Air conditioned space.
What can you imagine what the electric bill is?
That's insane.
Oh, yeah, that's a don't touch the thermostat dad living in there for sure.
Yeah. Hi,
Absolutely.
David. Thanks for saying hi. David, where are you watching from? I'm seeing you say hello. 51,000 square feet. You're right. Yeah. It's zoned so you can have horses. It's got a 12-car garage.
Oh, horses, you said you can have.
12 cars.
Let's get zoned for horses in some of these areas. That's good to be.
I thought that was interesting too, because I'm used to that being like Happy Trails or Ocala, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got an uncle's horse ranch in Ocala. It's only like an hour away from here.
Ocala's hot. Ocala is hot. Maybe I think we're going to try to do this maybe every 6 weeks or something. So for those of you that are watching, and I know many of you will be watching during the week at your convenience, just text any of us to say, hey, I'd like you to do this type of analysis, maybe on Ocala or maybe Claremont, or there's going to be some other areas that you guys are interested in. But yeah, it was 18 acres. That house is on 18 acres.
Wow.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right. I think we've got one more. So if anybody has any questions, now's the time. I'm seeing a lot of people send their love and say hi. But the last one that we want to talk about, so sometimes we say Dr. Phillips, but technically this is the town that it's either 32819 or 32836.
Right.
So we know, like, it kind of, Bay Hill kind of stops and starts. And remember we were talking about Rocco's Tacos and stuff, but now this whole cool area of Dr. Phillips that actually includes Disney Golden Oak. Virginia, you have anything you want to talk about this one?
Sure. Yeah. So like Kim was saying, it includes Disney Golden Oak, which is a gated community, and the homes are all luxury homes. So it will definitely skew the data for that. Zip code 3236. There were 117 active listings. New active listings were 15, and that price range was $379,900 up to $17.9 million. So there's a big price range, kind of like some of the other neighborhoods, but we can definitely find you something within that price range, especially in Golden Oak if you're interested. 20 pending and 14 sold. So that's great to see that there's more pending than active. So they are moving. So this is definitely a good place.
Yeah. So I think between the three of us that we've reviewed 6, in Central Florida, I can't really say that it's a glut. And if it's not a glut, then it's not necessarily I think buyers and sellers just have to meet at the table and try to have a win-win for both. So
Right.
I don't agree with any of these strategies of people out there that are trying to do a scare tactic and say, well, Florida's falling apart and there's a lot of inventory. It's not, at least in our area.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
think that's what the data bears out that we looked at here. There doesn't seem to be some super abundance of oversaturation.
Yeah.
And it was always cool to get a chance to take a peek inside Golden Oak. I know that you've had a number of even just high profile celebrity people who've come to you, and they love the idea of a town or a community neighborhood built by Disney, and they just
Mhm.
couldn't pull the trigger necessarily on celebration because it didn't have that gated aspect. But I bet that if
Right.
Golden Oak had existed for at the time for some of those that you'd shown, that maybe they would have jumped at the chance to get in there and be part of that Disney um, credential.
Yes.
Mhm.
Pat Sajak from Wheel of Fortune, he lives over there. And that's one of the reasons why, it's great to be able to walk to down. And, it's lovely for us in Celebration in that we can walk to downtown and enjoy the restaurants and the coffee shops and all that kind of good stuff. But, the sweet Pat Sajak probably would have a lot of people come up on him, and it's a little bit more security.
Yeah.
Elijah's talking about times when I've shown Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley and some people, but and some of those cute stories are we had to test to make sure if the water pressure was good. Think about how much water
You're
you need.
talking about basketball players.
Yeah.
They get it
Yes.
high enough. Yeah. But Celebration, like we just did a highlight for the Monday show. A lot of amazing things that are happen in our town with that downtown area, from like the
Mhm.
Christmas where they make it snow in the shopping area, or they're about to do the big 4th of July extravaganza for like
Right.
200, or spectacular, excuse me, not extravaganza,
Spectacular.
spectacular. Get it right, for 250th anniversary of the country. So you can go down there and grab a bite and get some live entertainment, watch fireworks. Just in the spirit of how
Yeah.
Disney does things every night themselves.
Yes, that's so true. So it's the 30th anniversary of Celebration. So they have been adding an additional 30 events on top of the normal 34 that they do this year. And so our YouTube crew, you see a lot of the celebrity hosts we have here tonight on the show, are showcasing what's going on. And so 4th of July for sure. And you do not have to be a Celebration resident in order to enjoy the 4th. And now I will tell you, there's probably going to be 5,000 people down there.
It's gonna
It's going to be crowded.
It's happening.
But the fireworks are spectacular. They really are beautiful.
Yes. And the restaurant, you want to make some reservations, everything from the Celebration Town Tavern to Reggiano's to the Wine Imperium. We have every possible type of food that you could want. But probably on that night, you probably want to call and make a reservation
Right.
because it will be very crowded.
Mhm.
Yeah. So make sure you guys check out Near Disney YouTube channel. We've done over 1,000 videos, you guys. And you probably will have seen these two on a lot of them. I'm very proud of them. They just did, I think it was the Celebration Brewing Company just celebrated the 2nd anniversary. Is that right?
Yeah,
They did,
a
yes.
video covering. They had Sister Hazel performing there live. Real names that with some recognition and good food and specialty drinks.
Yeah, it was great.
So, every Wednesday night they do a show. I know they're probably going to be talking about, I think on Monday there's a new thing at Disney Springs that's coming about. I think it's called Club 99. They're going to be a lot more in the know and hip with it than I will, but they'll report on how cool that is. But they will also share everything from what to do for Father's Day coming up, Mother's Day. They're in the know. So like I said, you see their numbers. Matter of fact, you guys, sometimes people are listening on the podcast. So would you say your telephone numbers out loud for us?
Sure. I'm Elijah Lewis with Florida In Motion Realty. You can reach me at 407-922-0587.
And I am Virginia Carlson with Florida In Motion Realty, 407-487-9960.
And as long as you got their numbers, you guys are very well taken care of. And please subscribe and like to the Near Disney YouTube channel. On Monday nights, we have a show about celebration. Wednesday nights, they have their show at 7 o'clock as well. And then we do some evergreen shows so that we can help educate how to buy a house, how to sell a house. They've been riding bicycles around Central Florida. Who knows? They're probably going to be doing parachuting. I don't know. These two are full of energy.
The right time for it.
That's right. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm just seeing a lot of thumbs up, and thank you. And once again, Sue, we miss you. Safe travels. I know you're back soon, but we got you covered if you need anything. All right, guys. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.